A very good afternoon, grade 3 students. How was your weekend? Well, I'm sure you haven't gone out to have KFC or pizza. You must have had a nice meal at home cooked by your nanny or your mom. Okay, now how was the smell of the food that was cooked over the weekend? I mean, what did you have? Did you have some pizzas or did you have some baked beans? Or did your mom do a barbecue? Well, I'm asking you all these questions about what you had as your meal, not because, I am interested in knowing what you're eating, but our topic for today is about smell. So please take out your textbook and open page 102. Now, today we will be covering 4 pages. It's about the next of the senses, that smell. What we are going to do is, we are going to explore our senses. And again, we are just going to go through some scientific words, keywords that are important in our lesson. Okay, now the most important word for smell, whenever we talk about smell, would be the nose. So that's the organ that helps us to smell. Okay. So the first organ is nose, and what does it help us? It helps us to smell the different kinds of maybe food. It could be the fragrance of the flower or the perfume, anything. Now the third word is compare. What do you mean by compare? We've done this before. Compare means when you take two things. Okay, so you say one is tall and the other is short, or one is long and the other is small. So that's what you are comparing. You can compare between two or more things. Again, the fourth word is discuss. I am sure you must be clear about it. Discuss means when we are talking about a topic with many people. Okay. The fifth word is identity. Identity means, like you have your name or your family name. So even if you have another girl or a boy with the same name, let's say Ali, if there are 2 Alis in the class, although their first name is same, but their family name or Kabila name would be different. So the Kabila name is the identity. Okay. The last word is question. This is something very simple. All of us, we question. Okay. Now, I've purposely given a picture of a slice of pizza, and I can see some sausages, and the girl there, you can see some wave going into her nose. And what is she dreaming? You can see the speech bubble. She's dreaming about the pizza. So, do you think the sense of smell is useful to us? Yes, of course, it's very useful to us. Now, when you want to smell something, if you are seeing it and you are smelling, you would obviously know. But sometimes you can just close your eyes and smell a few things. You would be able to clearly know if it has a good smell or it has a bad smell. Now look at this picture of the boy. I'm sure not only this boy, even I or you, if there is some bad smell somewhere in the room or around us, we would hold our nose and stop breathing because we don't want that bad smell to enter us. Okay, so what do? We use the sense of smell to find out if the food is good or it is bad, or we also use the sense of smell to make us feel good sometimes. Wow, now this is a wonderful, nice pink flower, and these flowers, generally flowers have got a wonderful fragrance. Now this is a new word maybe. Smell generally is not spoken of with respect to flowers. So we say it's a nice fragrance. What's the word? Fragrance. F-R-A-G-R-A-N-C-E. Okay. Now can you just look at the photos there, which is there in your book? Now, do you think that all these pictures have the same smell, or do they have different smell? They obviously have different smell, right? Okay. Now, on the left bottom of page number 102, there's an amazing fact. And what's that amazing fact? It says that everyone has their own personal smell. Now here I would like to tell you, how many of you, when your parents fill up petrol at the gas station, you want them to put the the window panes down so that you can get the smell of petrol? Oh, I just love the smell of petrol maybe, but some of you may not be liking the smell of petrol. So that is my personal smell. Okay, now it is like a giant fingerprint. Remember, we saw the 4 different types of fingerprint when we were talking about touch. So here also, some of us like the smell of one object and some of us may not like the smell of the object. Okay, so we use the sense of smell to find out if things are good or bad, and everyone has their own personal smell. It is like a giant fingerprint. Eeks! Now, how many of you did that? Because onions don't really smell nice. But I'll tell you again that onions are really, really good for our body. Many of you, if you are unable to have raw onions, you must see that if your mom is cooking onions in the curry, you should have it. It's really nice for our health. Just remember that. Okay, now let's move on. So how do we smell? We've been talking about the smell, but how do we actually smell? What do we use to smell things? I'm sure you will be able to write this answer, so please write this answer. Now, just understand, I'm reading the 3 messages that are kept there. The first is, we breathe air through these holes called nostrils. What do? We breathe air through the holes that are called nostrils. And in the nostrils, what are there? There are millions of very small cells. What are these cells called? These cells are called receptors. What are these cells called? They are called receptors. You know, like how we have the dish TV antenna on top, the satellite TV that you watch, the antenna or the dish is kept on top, right? So what does it do? That dish TV or the dish that is kept on top acts as the receptors. So it catches the signals. Same here, inside the nostrils, there are millions of very, very small cells. And what are they called? They are called receptors. What do? They smell whatever is present in the air that we are breathing in. Okay? And then what happens? The last is what happens, you can see, to the brain. What do these cells do? The cells then send a message to the brain. Yes, you know that the brain is the most important sensory organ which functions. It controls everything that is going on inside our body. So that works out what the smell is. So first we have the air that we breathe in through the holes of the nose. What are the holes of the nose called? Nostrils. And inside the nostrils, what are there? There are very, very small cells which are called receptors. So I want you to underline the word nostrils. I want you to underline the word millions of very small cells called receptors. Okay, and then I would like you to underline in the 3rd box on top, the cells send a message to the brain. Okay, now please look at this table which is there at the end of your page number 103. And again, it's a table. You can do it with your family members. Take some smelly object, any smell. It could be a good smell or a bad smell. And instead of name of the student, you just write it as name of the family member. So what you do is take a box, a plastic box, and maybe you can take the yogurt pot and then put inside that something that has a very, very strong smell. Okay, and make some holes on the lid of this pot and then close don't show it to the person whom you are going to test. Now what you do is, please hold this near to the nose of the person whom you want him or her to smell the food, and find out if they are able to identify what is kept inside the pot. Don't show it to them, okay? It's only by the smell. Let's see if you can play this as a game. So this investigation of recognizing smells, you can do it as a game, okay? And here, how many students guess the smell? Instead of students guessing the smell, you can write your family members, how many of them could guess and how many of them couldn't guess. Now we turn to page number 104. Here, how does the nose smell? Yes, the nose gives us information about our world, just like the senses of taste and touch. Now, what do you think that the smells can warn us of danger? Yes, surely it can warn us, because now look at the picture that is given there. There's a picture which is showing that a building has caught fire and there's dark black smoke coming out. Yes, so that's obviously some kind of a danger that we can be. The smoke helps us. Our smell helps us to detect or find it out. Okay, now this, the last of the investigation. This is also very simple. Now, what you do is, you sit with your eyes blindfolded. Let somebody put a cloth around your eyes. Sit quietly and then tell someone to spray a nice perfume in the room. Okay. Now, as soon as you can smell the perfume, raise your hand up. Okay. Now, let that person go far away, or you move far away from the perfume. And now, after the point when you can no longer smell the perfume, you stop there. Measure this distance if you can with the help of a measuring tape. It's simple. So you stand, it's just you have to smell up till which distance you can actually get the smell of the perfume. You just have to measure the distance. Okay. Now, so we know that the smell of the smoke can travel, but do you think that other smells travel too? This is the answer. This investigation will give you this answer. Okay. Now, smell is also important because it helps us to work out the taste of things. Okay, that's also another important reason for smell. If you wish, you can do this experiment also of the slice of orange, where you put a peg on your nose and then you eat the orange without smelling and you eat the orange with smelling. So please fill up these answers. I would be giving you these answers maybe by the third lesson in this week. And what about the last? Match up the words and how does smell protect us? I'm sure you can do it as homework. Okay, not very difficult topic, just the experiment, these two experiments or investigations. Please try to do them. I would be very, very happy. Please send back the answers to me, the homework. And also, if you have any problem in understanding, please get back to me. Stay safe. Keep washing your hands, children. Take care of yourself and everyone at home. God bless all of you.